Today we're diving deep into Pokhara,
Pokhara.
Nepal's tourism capital.
Yeah.
That incredible city nestled right against the Himalayas, with the stunning Phewa Lake.
Yes.
Vibrant culture.
Absolutely.
We've got a travel blog, an expert interview, and a whole bunch of traveler reviews
Sounds like a good mix.
to help us all figure out if Pokhara should be added to your
bucket list.
bucket list. Exactly.
I think it's fascinating, how Pokhara manages to balance this adventure hotspot vibe with an almost serene, peaceful atmosphere.
Right.
It's pretty unique.
Yeah, totally.
It draws people in.
And I'm seeing that reflected in the sources we have already.
Yeah.
Everyone's raving about these hidden gems.
Hidden gems, okay.
Forget the usual tourist traps. We're talking places like Matapani Gumbam,
Matapani Gumbam.
this hilltop Buddhist monastery,
Wow.
and the travel blogger. She specifically mentioned the scent of burning juniper incense and the sound of monks chanting.
It's amazing.
Talk about an immersive sensory experience.
Right.
And those panoramic mountain views.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's more than just pretty scenery, though.
Right.
These
Yes.
monasteries are like woven into the fabric of daily life in Nepal.
Uh-huh.
Visiting one is like you get a glimpse into a world that's both ancient and very much alive today.
Yeah. Totally agree. And for a true taste of local life, Gachak Village keeps coming up.
Gachak Village.
You'd be staying with the Gurung people,
Oh, wow.
this ethnic group known for their hospitality,
Heard that.
nestled between
Beautiful.
the Annapurna and Fishtail Mountains.
Yeah.
We're talking
Breathtaking.
genuine cultural immersion, breathtaking views.
And probably some really good home-cooked meals, too.
Oh, I bet.
The Gurung people, they actually have this really interesting history.
Oh,
They have a long tradition of working as guides and soldiers in the British Army.
wow. I didn't know that.
So they've actually been interacting with Westerners for generations,
Wow.
which adds another layer to that cultural exchange.
Okay, so now we have to talk about a spot that just can't be missed.
Okay.
Phewa Lake, or Phewa Tal as it's known locally.
Yeah.
The Western traveler raved about its beauty,
Beautiful. Yeah.
especially at sunrise and sunset when the mountains just reflect perfectly on the water.
Oh, I can imagine.
But get this, you can rent these colorful wooden boats
No way.
and paddle out to Tal Barahi Temple,
What?
which sits on its own little island right in the middle of the lake.
That's incredible.
So cool.
That temple is actually dedicated to the boar manifestation of the goddess Durga,
Oh, wow.
a really powerful figure in Hindu mythology.
Right.
It's a great example of how seamlessly spirituality is just integrated into everyday life in Nepal.
And after you've soaked up all that tranquility,
Right?
the lakeside area is buzzing with cafes, restaurants, shops.
Busy area.
Seems like a great spot to just relax, soak in the atmosphere, interact with locals,
Yeah.
other travelers, get some souvenirs.
The lakeside is such a good example of how Pokhara caters to so many different travel styles.
Yeah.
You can find quiet reflection,
Yeah.
lively interaction, whatever you're looking for.
Okay, now let's get into what really makes a place special.
Okay.
Local culture.
Yes.
Pokhara seems to be this real melting pot.
Yeah.
With Gugurung, Magar, and newer communities all contributing
It's a beautiful mix.
to this rich tapestry.
You know what really struck me when reading through all these reviews?
Yeah.
So many people mentioned just the genuine warmth and hospitality of the people.
Oh, that's great.
It seems like Pokhara goes beyond just being tourist-friendly.
Right.
It offers a more authentic human connection.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's not just about smiles.
Right.
It's a whole way of life. The travel blogger talked about stumbling upon a group of locals playing traditional music in the market square.
Oh, wow.
Totally unplanned.
That's great.
But that's the kind of experience you remember, right?
For sure.
Gives you that real sense of community, of tradition.
And what's really fascinating about Pokhara,
Yeah.
many locals actively work in the tourism industry,
Okay.
but they're genuinely eager to share their heritage,
That's awesome.
not just cater to tourists.
I love that.
It fosters a much more meaningful and respectful exchange.
Okay, before we all hop on a plane to Pokhara, we got to get practical.
Practicalities.
When's the best time to go?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for.
Okay.
For those classic,
Yeah.
postcard perfect, Himalayan views,
Yeah.
pleasant temperatures, perfect for trekking.
Yeah.
Spring, March to May,
Okay.
and autumn, September to November are ideal.
Makes sense.
Think 20 to 30 degrees Celsius.
Not too hot, not too cold.
Perfect.
But if you're someone who loves those lush,
Love.
vibrant landscapes,
Yeah.
The monsoon season, June to August, shouldn't be discounted.
Right.
Just be prepared for the heavy rainfall. Maybe pack some extra sturdy shoes for those, potentially slippery trails.
It's all about being prepared. Right. And choosing what fits your travel style, right?
Absolutely. Now, winter, December to February is another option.
Yeah.
Gets a bit cooler.
Cooler.
Dropping to around 5 degrees Celsius at night.
Oh, wow.
But daytime is still pretty comfortable.
Okay.
So even if you're not into the extreme cold, you can still experience Pokhara's winter charm.
It's important to remember that the Himalayas really affect the weather in Pokhara.
Right.
Meaning it can change really quickly. Packing layers is always a good idea, regardless of the season.
Okay, now it's time for some fun.
Fine.
What's a deep dive without some juicy anecdotes?
Let's hear them.
Our travel blogger, Sarah, had a couple of gems.
Sarah.
First, she decided to try paragliding.
Paragliding.
Which Pokhara is famous for, and despite being terrified of heights, she went for it.
Wow. Good for her.
So picture this.
Okay.
She's soaring above the city, taking in those incredible views.
Wow.
And suddenly a curious eagle decides to join the party, circling her in midair. Talk about an adrenaline rush.
I can imagine. Did she mention how the paragliding operators handle those kinds of encounters?
Well, she said it was all perfectly safe.
Okay, good.
Just added to the thrill.
Right.
The eagle eventually flew off, leaving her with a story she'll never forget.
I bet.
But her adventures didn't end there.
What else?
She also tried to order food in Nepali.
Oh, brave.
For that authentic cultural immersion.
I always love to hear how those situations play out.
Well, her pronunciation wasn't quite there.
Oh, no.
And she ended up with a completely different dish than she intended.
Oh, dear.
But the best part, the staff found it hilarious, and she ended up getting this impromptu cooking lesson out of it.
That's a great story.
It really is.
It speaks volumes about the open-hearted nature of the people in Pokhara.
Totally.
Those unexpected moments of human connection are what really enrich a travel experience.
Okay, before we empty our bank accounts and book flights, let's talk budget.
Important.
Pokhara seems surprisingly affordable. Budget guest houses go for around $10, $15 a night.
That's great.
With mid-range options costing $30-$60.
Not bad at all.
That's actually significantly lower than many other popular Southeast Asian destinations.
It really is. That accessibility is a huge draw.
Yeah.
It opens up Pokhara to so many different types of travelers.
Right.
Which makes for such a diverse and vibrant atmosphere.
And the food scene is equally budget-friendly.
Okay, good to know.
You can grab a delicious meal at a local spot for like $3 to $5.
$3 to $5.
Or go for a fancier dining experience at a mid-range restaurant for $10, $15.
Okay. And don't forget those momos everyone is talking about.
Oh, yeah, the momos. Did Sarah mention any specific places that serve good ones?
I think she was too busy trying not to order the wrong thing again.
That's fair enough.
But I'm sure we can dig up some recommendations.
Definitely.
Getting around Pokhara also seems pretty easy.
Easy to get around, okay.
You can rent a bicycle for about $5 a day.
$5.
Perfect for exploring at your own pace.
That's awesome. And if cycling's not your thing, taxis are readily available.
Good to know.
Just remember to negotiate the fares.
Yeah, always a good reminder.
Now for the fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Boating on Phewa Lake.
Yes.
Will cost you around $5 an hour.
Not bad at all.
While paragliding, that heart-stopping experience is about $100, including transport and photos.
$100.
Which is actually a pretty good deal considering those incredible views and the adrenaline rush.
Sounds worth it.
And finally, for souvenirs and a little bit of shopping, set aside around $20-$50.
20 to 50.
So all in all, it looks like you can comfortably cover your basic needs in Pokhara with $30-$50 a day.
30 to 50.
Leaving some wiggle room for those special experiences.
Of course.
And of course, Momo indulgences.
Those momos are calling my name.
We've covered quite a bit in this first part of our deep dive.
We have.
We peeked into hidden gems, talked about cultural immersion, discussed the practicalities of getting there and staying on budget.
It's a good start.
And even relived Sarah's thrilling paragliding encounter.
It's clear that Pokhara offers something for everyone.
It really does.
Whether you're seeking adventure, cultural insights, or just a chance to connect with nature.
Yeah.
Pokhara seems to deliver on all fronts.
But this is just the beginning.
More to come.
In our next segment, we'll dive even deeper into what a typical day in Pokhara might look like.
I like it.
From sunrise to sunset.
Can't wait.
We'll paint a vivid picture for you so you can truly imagine yourself experiencing all that Pokhara has to offer.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
I'm hooked.
Okay, so we've established Pokhara has a lot going for it.
It does.
But I'm curious, out of everything we've talked about so far,
Yeah.
what's really sticking with you? What's making you want to pack your bags?
It's hard to pick just one thing.
I know, right?
The combination of those breathtaking landscapes,
Yeah.
the rich cultural experiences, and all those adventure activities, it's pretty hard to resist.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose one thing that makes Pokhara really stand out, it's got to be the way it just blends serenity and adventure so seamlessly.
You're so right.
It's not every day you find a place where you can meditate in a peaceful monastery 1 minute
Right.
and then go paragliding over the Himalayas the next.
It's amazing.
It's like Pokhara caters to your adventurous side and your inner peace seeker all at once.
And it's not just about the activities themselves, it's the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's like Pokhara has this infectious energy.
It does.
A vibrancy, you can feel it in the warmth of the people, the colorful festivals,
I've heard that.
the bustling markets.
It's special.
It creates this sense of community and connection that's just really special.
That is.
You know, you're making me want to just experience a typical day in Pokhara right now.
Oh, yeah?
Walk me through it. What would it be like to wake up in this magical city?
All right, so close your eyes and imagine this.
Okay.
You wake up in this cozy guest house.
Okay.
Sunlight's streaming through the window, and the first thing you see is the majestic Annapurna range. Those snow-capped peaks just piercing the sky.
I'm picturing it.
Can you see it?
I can.
Beautiful.
Okay, I'm relaxed already.
Good.
What's next on this Pokhara itinerary?
Well, no Pokhara morning is complete without a cup of masala chai.
Masala chai.
The local spiced tea warms you right up. And a plate of those steaming momos.
I love momos.
Those delicious little dumplings filled with savory meats or veggies.
Yeah.
They're a staple in Nepal. You'll find them everywhere in Pokhara.
Now you're talking momos and mountain views.
There you go.
That's a good start to the day.
It is.
But I'm not one to sit still for too long, so what adventures await?
Well, you have so many choices.
Lay it on me.
You could rent a bicycle, explore the lakeside area,
Okay.
maybe stop for a traditional Nepali thali lunch at a family-run restaurant.
Thali? What's that?
So it's this platter with a variety of curries, lentil soup, rice, pickles, papad, a real feast.
Sounds amazing.
You could chat with the locals,
Yeah.
maybe even pick up a few Nepali phrases.
I tried.
It'd be fun.
That sounds delicious and authentic.
That is.
What about the afternoon? I'm ready for some exploration.
In the afternoon, you choose your own adventure.
Ooh, I like it.
You could take a boat ride on Phewa Lake,
Okay.
visit the World Peace Pagoda for panoramic views,
Yeah.
or even try paragliding if you're feeling adventurous.
Wow, so many options.
Imagine soaring above Pokhara Valley with the Himalayas as your backdrop.
It's gotta be incredible.
It's an experience you'll never forget.
I'm starting to understand why people rave about Pokhara, but it would be so cool to experience the city's pulse, you know?
Yeah, the energy.
It's energy.
Absolutely. As evening approaches,
Yeah.
picture yourself wandering through a local market,
Oh, okay.
browsing for those handcrafted souvenirs,
Mm.
or just soaking in the atmosphere, the vibrant colors,
Yeah.
the enticing smells of street food,
Uh-huh.
the friendly chatter of the vendors,
It's a sensory overload.
in the best possible way.
I can almost smell those spices and hear the laughter.
Can you?
Okay, now I'm craving some street food. Where do we go?
As the sun starts to set,
Okay.
casting that golden glow over the city,
Uh-huh.
picture yourself settling into a lakeside cafe.
Okay, I like it.
You could enjoy a cup of freshly brewed coffee or a cold beer,
Nice.
just watching the sky transform into this canvas of vibrant hues as the sun dips behind the mountains.
That sounds like the perfect end to a perfect day in Pokhara.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
But of course, this is just one possible scenario.
Right.
The beauty of Pokhara is that it lets you create your own unique experience.
Yeah, I love that.
Whether you're an adrenaline junkie,
Uh-huh.
a culture vulture, or a nature enthusiast, Pokhara has something for everyone.
It really seems like Pokhara has found that perfect balance between, catering to tourists
Right.
while also keeping its authenticity.
Yeah,
So many destinations struggle with that.
they do.
You're right, and that's why it's so important to venture beyond that typical tourist trail. Really engage with the local culture, talk to the people,
Yes.
try the local food, visit those hidden markets,
Gives us
embrace those unexpected moments.
That's where the real magic lies.
Absolutely. Those genuine experiences are what create the lasting memories.
They are?
Speaking of memories, you mentioned earlier that Sarah's paragliding adventure reminded you of one of your own travel experiences.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to hear about it.
It wasn't quite as daring as paragliding,
Okay.
but I once went whitewater rafting on the Ganges River in India.
Wow. The Ganges.
The rapids were definitely challenging,
I bet.
and there were moments where I really questioned my life choices.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
What was it like navigating those rapids?
It was a mix of pure terror and exhilaration.
Wow.
The power of the river was incredible.
I bet.
Our raft was being tossed around like a toy.
Oh my gosh.
But there was also this amazing sense of camaraderie with my fellow rafters.
Oh, that's great.
As we all worked together to navigate the currents.
I bet you felt such a sense of accomplishment at the end of it all.
Absolutely.
Overcoming that fear and successfully navigating those rapids, that's empowering.
It really was.
It's amazing how travel pushes us to face our limits and discover those hidden strengths.
You know, it's interesting how both your story and Sarah's paragliding experience really highlight this theme of facing fears and embracing the unexpected.
Right.
It seems like a recurring theme in Pokhara,
Yeah.
whether it's trying new foods, exploring new trails, or even just opening yourself up to new cultures and experiences.
You're right. It's not just about the adrenaline or the novelty. It's about embracing the unknown.
Exactly.
Stepping outside our comfort zones and allowing ourselves to be transformed by the journey.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And on that note, I'm curious.
Yeah.
We've talked about adventure, embracing the unexpected, but how can travelers balance that desire for those experiences with being respectful of the local culture and environment?
That's a really important question that every traveler should ask themselves.
It is.
I think the key is to be mindful and responsible in our actions.
Yeah.
Before you even set foot in Pokhara.
Right.
Do your research, learn about local customs and traditions,
Okay.
and make sure your activities are not harming the environment or exploiting the local communities.
It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of travel and forget about the impact we have on the places we visit.
But if we approach travel with awareness and respect, we can create positive and meaningful experiences
For sure.
for ourselves and the communities we encounter.
Okay, we've talked about the highlights, those hidden gems.
Well, yeah.
The culture, the budget, even some personal stories.
Yeah.
But if you had to distill all of this into one key takeaway for our listener,
Okay.
what would it be? What's the one thing they should absolutely know before getting off the plane in Pokhara?
That's a tough one.
I know, right?
But I think the most important thing is to be open to the unexpected.
I love that.
It's simple, but powerful.
It is.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Pokhara is a place where the best experiences just happen spontaneously.
Yeah.
When you least expect them.
Right.
It could be a chance encounter with a friendly local.
Yeah.
Who invites you for tea. A spontaneous music performance that just breaks out in a street market.
Oh, that.
Or a breathtaking sunset that you stumble upon while you're exploring a hidden trail.
Those are the moments that stay with you.
They are.
Long after you've returned home.
Exactly. So my advice would be, go with the flow.
Okay.
Embrace those unexpected twists and turns, and allow yourself to be surprised by the magic of Pokhara.
That's beautifully said, and it reminds me of Sarah's hilarious mishap with ordering food.
Oh, yeah.
It just goes to show that sometimes the best travel stories come from those moments of, cultural misunderstanding.
It's true.
Those unexpected detours from our carefully planned itineraries.
Exactly.
They remind us to laugh at ourselves.
For sure.
Embrace the learning process. Connect with people on a human level, despite our differences.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a moment to truly immerse our listener in the magic of Pokhara. Close your eyes and imagine this.
Right.
You're standing on the shores of Phewa Lake.
Phewa Lake.
That serene water reflecting the majestic Himalayas like a mirror.
Beautiful.
The air is crisp and clean.
Yes.
You can feel a gentle breeze carrying the scent of pine trees and wildflowers.
Take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath. Feel the tranquility of the moment wash over you.
The sun is beginning its descent, casting a warm, golden glow over the vibrant city.
You can hear the distant sounds of traditional Nepali music drifting from a nearby restaurant,
creating the perfect soundtrack
to this picturesque scene.
You're in Pokhara.
Pokhara.
A place where adventure and serenity coexist.
Cultures blend seamlessly.
And the Himalayas stand as silent guardians.
Of a truly unforgettable experience.
It's pure magic.
It is. It's been amazing talking about Pokhara.
It has.
As we've been discussing it, it's become clear that it's more than just a dot on a map, right?
Oh, definitely. It's an experience.
Yeah.
a feeling.
Yeah.
It awakens something in you.
It does. It's that perfect blend of adventure and connection and serenity all in one.
And it stays with you.
It does. It really does. But taking that first step,
Yeah.
venturing outside our comfort zones, embracing the unknown.
It can be scary.
That can be daunting, right?
It can. But sometimes the most rewarding experiences come from those moments of courage.
Yeah.
When we push past those perceived limitations.
Like Sarah deciding to go paragliding,
Oh, yeah, good for her.
even though she was terrified of heights.
Exactly. It reminds us that we're capable of so much more
So much more.
that we give ourselves credit for.
So for our listener who's been on this journey with us,
Yeah.
who's absorbed all this knowledge about Pokhara,
Hopefully.
what's the next step? What would you say to them?
Well, the next step is really up to them.
True.
But I would encourage them to take what they've learned
Yeah.
and let it fuel their wanderlust.
To picture themselves walking those streets,
Yes.
breathing in that mountain air,
Feeling the energy of Pokhara.
feeling it firsthand.
Because sometimes all it takes is a spark of inspiration
Yeah.
to ignite a lifelong passion for exploring.
Who knows? Maybe this deep dive will lead them to discover a place
Yeah.
even more extraordinary than they ever imagined.
The world is full of possibilities.
It really
We just have to be open to them.
Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive into Pokhara,
Yeah.
let's leave our listener with one final thought-provoking question.
Oh, I love a good question.
Imagine you're stepping off the plane in Pokhara tomorrow.
Okay, I'm there.
What's the very first thing you do?
Wow, so many options.
Would you head straight for the mountains, searching for adventure,
Maybe.
or immerse yourself in the local culture, those markets and temples?
Could do.
Or maybe find a peaceful spot by Phewa Lake and just take in the beauty of the Himalayas.
It's a tough choice.
The choice is yours.
It is.
And that's the beauty of Pokhara.
It is.
It's a destination that lets you create your own adventure.
No, true.
So go forth, explore, and discover the magic of Pokhara for yourself.
I can't wait.
Happy travels!